Plazamedia actually is quite known for many years for making large-scale productions for whole league productions. They've been quite busy in also big events like Champions League production. We hosted the Sky playout and production environment for many years, and that put us into a position to have best experience with all the varieties that we see here in broadcast businesses. Actually, I was involved in a project quite interesting that we see here, which is actually a complete refurbishment of the Plazamedia infrastructure, playout and production environment. Over the last years, things of course have changed into much more streaming productions, much more flexibility requirements from the customer side. We came to a point where things just needed to be rebuilt, renewed, and that typically is quite a big thing, investigating what is the best solution. And that's where it turned out that an IP-based solution is the only one which actually allows us to grow in a reasonable way, where we could also attach our existing equipment and where we are future-proof in terms of all these formats.
It's a very special project at Plazamedia because there was relative old technology which had to be moved in a completely new environment. And in the past we had a lot of good experience with LAWO. So we sit together and thought about the choice of the products.
We have some specialities in there which is already pointing in a direction where we don't necessarily only need to think about how to transport video or audio, so much more data streams, data control traffic. That's something that we have in mind, and that's where actually we found out that a very valuable solution would be a LAWO C100, a V-matrix solution, because that was the only one at that point that we gave the potential to solve a couple of operational tasks that we would see in the future.
The interesting thing on V-matrix is that you have a product which can be a multi-viewer, can be an edge device, so the investment is a safe investment.
Things that nowadays we need to execute with existing basement equipment, this potentially can be then done actually with just a different software on C100s, and that's exactly where we want to go.
It's a very flexible system with a lot of power.
We discovered that the old thinking in creating or building a specific room for a specific purpose is not really the business that our customers are expecting. So that's why we decided that we need a workflow tool which is translating a certain task into the right things on the back end. And that's what we translated perfectly with a VSM solution. So actually it doesn't really matter where the operator is sitting, we just have the device attached to something logical, and then we map the room to this specific device.
VSM as a controller system, it was the only choice, because only VSM is able to build these complex functionality.
IP will never completely replace an audio router. That's why we looked for a solution which is a good combination between the old demands or the old requirements, but already translated into the new world. That's why we have a Novo 73 with Ravenna cards, where, for example, we have Ruby consoles attached. So that's the only physical connection that we have on the Ruby consoles.
The Nova 73 is able to build redundant connections to the IP infrastructure and also building redundant connections to the Ruby system. Ruby is the right choice because it's flexible, it's powerful, and it has a customizable user interface. So for every application we're using here, we can serve a different user interface, and that's perfect for operation. We needed a commentary unit which is also connectable to our IP infrastructure. So the choice for the LCU was very simple. It was the only system serving the connectivity we need.
The partnership with LAWO was very intense. We got very good support, and this is definitely necessary also when picking for a solution to see how much support and how much access actually you get to the right people. That's why I can say that the partnership is important and was very good.